The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the April 28th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we get to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that is that during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question and inner tigers, then well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now we got the mixed bag out here. The Dow's off 115 while the S&P is up 3. NASDAQ's off 31. The Russell is flat. The semis are off 47. The trannies are down 38. The composite off 16. The New York Stock Exchange is up 55, and the Wilshire's up 35. You've got gold off $4, well off its lows from this morning. Silver is down 29 cents, trading down at 26.12. Light sweet crude up $1.09 at 64.04. Natural gas is up nearly 2 pennies, trading out at 2.96. 30-year Treasury off 6 ticks, trading down at 157.08. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside, Shopify $121, 10%. Google's up 111. Amazon 65. I don't even know how you pronounce that, so I'll skip that one. Booking hold, he's up 25. To the downside, CoStar Group, CSGP up $71, 7.5%. Spotify down 26 or 9%. Enphase Energy 14.5 or 24. F5 Networks 21. Amgen off 19. So plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. No requests thus far. When I did log in, I've got one right here from Tim. Let's do this. Let's see. Tim writes in, and Tim says, I'm a long holder of Apple, Microsoft, and Visa. I'd like to add to my position in one or all companies. I'd greatly appreciate your opinion on these companies and a suggested buy point. This is from Tim in Golden, Colorado. So let's do this here. Let's do it like this. You're a long-term holder. We're just going to focus on daily, weekly, monthly. You want to know? Let me pull over a different panel than that. That would be, we'll pull over this one here. So let's pull over this chart here, and you're asking about Apple. APPL is a ticker symbol, and you're looking for an entry point. Really, the focus here should be on the daily time frame, Tim. So let's wait for this to populate. Why is it taking so long to populate? Because I didn't put in the right symbol. See, this system is amazing. If you put in the wrong symbol, it doesn't give you diddly. Okay, so now we take a look at the daily chart for Apple. Here's what we know. Price is traded in between support and resistance. So support is where it's trading right now at about 133.60. That happens to be the oscillator and change line. So this is an area where one could consider buying. I would ask you to hold off here, Tim, because resistance isn't that much further ahead, 136.99. So on a further pullback, in the case of Apple, there's really two levels that I can give you on a daily time frame that suggest entry points. One where we're at right now, and my suggestion there is hold off. 2, 130, that's the bottom of the daily profile, and below that 121.15. That's the message from the daily time frame. The weekly time frame, as we take a look at Apple, supports the idea of holding off only because price is below its oscillator and change line. It really has 4 different entry levels. I know you're asking me, well, which one's the right one? Let me first give these to you: 129.21, 120.54, 118.38, and 107.32. On the weekly chart, the way that you would do this, Tim, with regard to those levels, is you'd be looking for a bottoming pattern on the daily time frame, which we don't have. All we have right now is price pulling back to a level of support out there. So that's in the case of Apple. You also have a position in Visa. Let's go ahead and put Visa up here and see what kind of signal we have. So on the daily time frame for Visa, no pullback at this stage. It's up at a new all-time high. It's in bar number 6 of a TD9 count. I'm assuming because you already have positions in these, you'd like to be able to buy some type of retracement. So without a topping pattern in here for Visa right now, I'd be foolish to try to come up with some type of price target. Now, support certainly would be at around a 229.47 level. That number will change. That's the oscillator and change line, so some pullback to there. Of course, that would just be a mild pullback. We're trading at 235 out here. Below the oscillator and change line, we're looking at 223, 220, 219. But I don't have any signal here, Tim, to suggest that that is going to be an outcome. If we look at the weekly time frame chart here for Visa, what do we see? No top whatsoever in place, so this suggests that it wants to continue to move higher. The other one was Microsoft. If we take a look at Microsoft, see what it's doing, we'll begin by looking at the weekly time frame. In the case of Microsoft, we do have a topping signal so far this week. The week is not over, and that's that Rhodes momentum indicator. However, Tim, prices really just also pulled back and tested a key level of support. The oscillator and change line at that 253-ish range out here. So on the weekly basis, Microsoft is neutral. Topping signal, yet support is held. Daily time frame out here, what do we have? We've got a little gap to the downside, but of course that gap to the downside, when we take a look at the weekly chart, tells us what? Nothing more than a test of support. So you've got to watch that oscillator and change line. If price closed below that 253 mark, then we'd be looking at 250.95, and really in the case of Microsoft, the ideal area right now for a add to your position would be in the 232 range. But again, we're going to have to take a look at this as price pulls back. Should price pull back, 250.95 is going to be a real key level of support for you there. So, Tim, I hope that helps you out. Again, we really need to wait for these instruments to pull back in order for me to provide you with a better, a more informed entry area to add to your positions. So best of luck to you, and thanks again for writing in. No other questions at this time, nothing in the den, so let's go ahead and so I did catch just the very end of Larry's show. I know he was talking about the New York Stock Exchange, and so what I did was I just simply went to my New York Stock Exchange chart because that was one of the indices trading the upside. And if you take a look at panel number 2 right now, that's the advanced decline line. Now, the advanced decline line here goes back to the beginning of time when my charts began, so you don't have to really pay attention to the number. Those of you that also have an advanced decline line will have a different number out here. The number that won't be different is that it is a new all-time high as we speak right now. Folks, bear markets never, ever, ever, well, with the exception of one time, start with the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line at a new all-time high. And that's where we're at right now. That doesn't mean we can't get a retracement or a pullback, but don't be thinking you're going to see some kind of major bear market here. It just isn't so. Too much power. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's finish our review of the New York Stock Exchange. So before the break, we looked at the advanced decline line. That is at a new all-time high. What we know, if you study history of the New York Stock Exchange, go back last 30 or 40 years, you'll see that there's never been one exception. Has there been any significant retracement with the advanced decline line at a new all-time high? Now, that's not to say you can't get some retracement. In fact, there's a Rhodes momentum indicator signal that's been triggered here. If we do see a bearish reversal candle combined with a close below its oscillator and change line at 16,264, that would then signal to us a move lower, a retracement. That's all. If you take a look at the weekly time frame chart, there's no topping signal out here. Everything looks bullish. On a monthly time frame, this is going to be the bar following bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So the monthly says, hey, I may be ready to poop out here, but because that advanced decline line is a new all-time high, any retracement, if there was a significant retracement, should find support at 15,410. That's the New York Stock Exchange. Let's go to our next question out here. Next question coming in from Hector and the fuel injectors. And Hector wants to take a look at CVX. Take that back. CVX. Is this giving us clues about the oil market going forward for a few months out? So let's go take a look at Chevron. CVX, again, is the ticker symbol here. And let's do a thorough analysis of Chevron. So the daily time frame out here, you're asking, is this giving us any clues? Well, right now, in order to give us a clue, and I think the clue you're asking for, Hector, is a continued upside move, you would need to see Chevron close above 2 consecutive closes, above 106.22. 106.22, Hector, is the TD9 breakdown level. So watch that area. If you do get that, then yeah, that signal is moving up to the most recent highs. The weekly time frame out here says that's really a possibility, and the reason why it's a possibility is because price still is above its oscillator and change line. That's bullish. So the weekly time frame chart, Hector, its message to you and I is 107.07, and above that 112.70, and then above that would be 121.67. So the month or the weekly is saying, yeah, you know what we see on the daily, price should at least tackle that 106.22 level. Monthly time frame out here for Chevron looks good, looks bullish. No reason for this not to continue to move higher. It's above its profiles out there. So it's really just going to wait on the daily and the weekly time frame to really generate its messages for you. No reason for me to spend much time, I think, on these intraday time frame charts here. I think it's all going to be about the daily and the price level of 106.22. So that's where the market, or I should say Chevron, CVX, is going to generate its next message for Hector and the fuel injectors. LB McLeod, not really McLeod, but LB writes in, and he wants to take a look at, can give us your take on ICD. I'm long here looking to, I am long looking to add for another longer term hold. So let's type in ICD. This will take just a moment to populate, but okay, there we go. We're populated. So now we're on the daily time frame. So you're long. We like the fact that price is above the top of its daily profile. That would suggest that things want to move higher. Its next upside target, LB, is going to be 552. That's coming from the daily time frame right now. Let's go look at the weekly time frame, see what it's up to. The weekly with regard to ICD, and I don't even know the instrument name out here, is this providing us with much? This has just really been in a long consolidation for over a year out here. So the weekly's not really providing us with a ton of information other than you've got resistance that looks like at 379. So what I'm going to do here, now seeing that white background chart, is I'm going to switch over to our 3 time frames and put up ICD for you here. And there we go. It's just going to be more clear to see where the bottom of that weekly profile. So whereas I said, hey, price wants to go target a higher level based upon the daily time frame, we've got a little bit of a potential pit stop here, LB, and that's going to be at 386. You're at 378 right now. If price can close above 386, that'll give you a little bit of promise, and that promise would then suggest 431. Now, 431 is going to be the real battleground here if price can get up there. If price can get to 431, what we don't know, because price is below the bottom of its weekly profile right now, what we don't know is that just a counter trend move up to 431. But if price can overcome, if it can close above 431, that's when it'll give you that message up to 569. In the daily time frame, that TD9 level was in the $5 figure out here. So to recap with regard to independence contract drilling, things on the daily basis look like it could be a change in trend. That change in trend will take you to 386. If you can close above 386, that'll give you some hope that optimism that price will make a run to 431. You're really looking for a close above 431 LB. So best of luck on that trade. I did not see any kind of bottom signal on the daily. I did not see a bottom signal on the weekly. And I I've got a TD9 bottom out here for the monthly, but that was back last March, and this thing just really hasn't moved much, as you know. So best of luck to you on that trade with regard to ICD. Thanks so much for taking the time to write in. Let's see if we've got any other requests out here. The answer is we do not. So another request here. I don't see anything in the Tiger's Den that I can answer and respond to. So let's just do some surfing around. Let's do more than surfing around. Let's go take a look at Goldilocks, back $5 right now. So what was gold doing? What is gold doing? Great question. Let's take a look at gold. Here's a daily time frame. We can see here, and you and I discussed this probably yesterday, I'm going to imagine, or we mentioned it. We were taking a look at gold. We noticed that the oscillator and change line had changed colors. Those of you that have listened to the show for a while know that when that changes colors, what happens? Over a period of sessions, in this case here, it just happened to take 3 to 4 sessions, we see price and that line catch up to each other. This test that we see right now, as of 1:24 in the afternoon, this is a bullish test. See, when that line is red or green, when it's red, it tells us the price oscillator. The difference between the 39 and 19 period exponential moving average is below 0, whereas when it's green, it's above 0. A falling price oscillator below 0 is bearish. A rising price oscillator above 0, that's the message right now, is bullish. Now, when I say it's bullish, price is still just consolidating with inside its daily profile. So let's not get too overblown here. And that is between 1758 and 1791. So far, so good for gold with regard to its test of Stevie's green line. The weekly time frame chart says, hey, I'm testing your red line out here, and I'm still above it. And so that's beautiful. You've got a TD9 count bottom. As long as price can remain above that oscillator and change line for the weekly time frame, tells us that 1881 becomes its price target. That's the daily. Let's go take a look at short-term time frame charts. Let's do this by looking at the 5-hour first. The 5-hour shows that price pulled back and did what? It tested its TD9 breakout level, 1765.90. Write that on your pad of paper. You want to continue to see gold close above 1765.90. If it doesn't, 1737.80 becomes the price target. The 5-hour chart says right now I may just be making a counter trend move up to 1778. The 4-hour chart really doing the same thing. Price getting back and testing that breakout level of 1765, so no added commentary there. The 2-hour time frame chart generates a TD9 count bottom. This suggests because price is above the top of the profile, we should see gold go tackle 1779.60. So I'd say at this stage here, 1779.60 is going to be the key level for gold to close above to suggest, okay, I'm back on my merry way up to its highs out here. The 60-minute chart, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom out here. The 30-minute chart, Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom out here. So a nice move in gold. That signal today so far is that it has found a bottom. The question is, what's the U.S. dollar doing? Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow is off 113, S&P's up 3, NASDAQ is down 25. Let's go out to Martinez, California, and speak with Brent. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How's your morning going?
Oh, it's going great, Steve. How's yours?
Very good. Thanks so much. And CFMS, Conformis Inc., I believe we talked about this last week. And is that correct? Was this one that we looked at?
Yeah, it would have been not last Friday, but that week before.
Okay.
And we kind of talked about just waiting through the weekend, and then, last week, looking at it, which I did, and it got down to that into the 70-cent level. I think I got maybe to 77 cents. I got it at 78 cents.
Perfect.
And just wanted to, so it paid off just to kind of be patient and let the thing get down to that level. And
Absolutely.
then had a little bit of a move off of there. I'm up about 20 cents or whatever, so I just wanted to get your opinion, your thoughts on, progression forward and what kind of levels I might be watching on the way up.
Absolutely. So right now, as you speak, this is where you've got the battle, truly the battle going on between buyers and sellers right here. And the reason that we say that, folks, is if you look at the daily and the weekly time frame, what you're going to notice, prices trade at 98 cents. The top of the daily profile, 97 cents. The top of the weekly profile, 97 cents. So what we're looking for here, what Brent is looking for, is a close above 97 cents. Now, if we get 98 pennies out here, closing above by 1 penny, isn't exactly what we're looking for. Ideally, what Brent would be looking for is a close above the high from April 26th, and that was $1. So we're looking for 101. You'd like to see that. And you'd certainly like to see that come Friday as well, because that would give you a change in trend signal on the daily time frame. You'd be up against above resistance on the weekly, and that could set up a move to the $137 area. That's the top of the monthly profile. So that's what the profile levels are telling us. Right now, you've got the ultimate battle going on between buyers and sellers. The daily time frame then says, hey, if price is able to get above, let's say, $1.01, then what you should see is move to $1.13. And $1.13 is the TD9 breakdown level. Above that, then you're back to the highs in the $1.50 area. That's the daily time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart, as we talked about, price is taking on the top of its profile. If price get above that, I'd say we just really fall back to the daily signal and information versus anything else on this weekly time frame out here. So that's what I see when I take a look at it. What other information on CFMS could I provide to you, Brent?
Oh, that's very helpful right there. It gives me those levels. That's what I'm looking for, just the areas to be watching and see how it handles that, and again, what the progression is going to be, hopefully upward.
Yeah, so when price first tackled the resistance level, the first tackle was April 26, 1.3 million shares. The second was yesterday with 481,000 shares. And today you're only at 264. So it just doesn't seem like it's got the volume energy to necessarily crush through there. But time will tell. And if it doesn't, where might price pull back to? Probably 88 cents. That's the center of its daily profile. And it's also the oscillator and change line. All right, Brent?
Yeah, I've got my stop down there where I bought it. So if it backs down there, if it doesn't work out, that's fine. I really can't hurt at this point.
Well, it looks like you're off to a nice start out here for sure. Yeah, it looks good, and congrats on the entry.
All right, thank you very much. You have a great day and the rest of your week.
You bet. Always good to talk to you. That was Brent in Martinez, California. That was Conformis Inc., CFMS. We've got some requests to go take a look at Tesla for a couple of our dinners out here. Tesla right now trading out at 796 cents. One of the questions was, do our charts show Tesla being able to get up to 740 by Friday? So just like Brent and you and I were taking a look at Conformis Inc., here's what we know about Tesla. Right now, it's dealing with resistance. It's got a battle. The battle's at 701.73. It's trading at 700.56 as we speak right now. So, Dan, what you really need to see is to answer that question. It's really Tesla's going to answer or the price is going to answer that question for you. And price must close above 701.73. Until that happens, I would have to answer your question, no. The charts do not show Tesla being able to get to 740. However, if price closes above 701.73, just, a dollar or something above where we're trading right now, then the signal information would be different. And that signal information would say, okay, I'll go make another run for the 756.04 level. That's the top of the weekly profile. Does it get there by the end of the week? This is Wednesday, so you're asking me the next 2.5 days. Geez, I don't have that. Well, we'll go look at the short-term time frame chart, see if we see anything. But Tesla on a monthly basis, still very bullish. Profile wise, brand new profile that formed and prices above it. Dan, if you and Ruby, if you take a look at the daily time frame chart up here, you'll notice that there's a new profile that formed last week or the week before, formed on the trading day of April 16th. The interesting thing about that profile is this is within the body of the prior profile, and it is below the top of the prior profile. That's actually that's a little bearish indication. It's not a bullish indication, that's for sure. In a bullish indication, what we will get here, if you take a look at this weekly chart, you will see new profiles that form above prior profiles. Even on the weekly basis, see how this new profile just expanded the top and bottom of the prior one, just talks about the consolidation with inside of Tesla. So if you're really asking me about longer term picture with regard to Tesla and what its market profiles are signaling to you and I, it's signaling to us a larger consolidation. The only thing that negates that is price being able to overcome sellers, and that's at the 756.04 level. So your question is more specific with regard to what's going on intra time frame. So if we look at a 30-minute time frame chart out here for Tesla, what do we see? We see that this has formed a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. It did it about an hour ago when it formed a hammer candle, followed up with a bull sash. And now what price needs to do is stay above 700.72. If it does that, that tells us about a move to 707 to 711. In order to get to your 740, obviously price is going to have to clear 711. Well, right now on the 30-minute time frame, 711.40 is the top of a bearish structured profile. So now this gives you wonderful information, assuming that the profile continues to exist for the next number of hours. And that is, you'll know the answer. You'll get closer to the answer of being able to get 740 once you see a close above 711.40. Do we know if we're going to see a close above that? We do not. But the 30-minute time frame chart right now is signaling to you it wants to make at least that move to 707.84. If we look at the 65-minute chart, the reason why we're taking a look at a cash instrument, a stock. So we like to look at, when I do my technical analysis, I want to have equally time-framed bars. And 6.5 hour day, well, you can divide it by 65 minutes and you get equally time-frame bars. Here, as we take a look at the 65-minute time frame chart, we've got a TD9 bottom. You've got the oscillator and change line has changed colors. So you're going to watch at 708.73 level. That's the bottom of the profile. That's the oscillator and change line. Price should at least get up there. You want to see price get inside that close above it. Really, you want to see it close above 712.35. That's the 65-minute chart. The 130-minute chart out here, we don't have any kind of a bottom. So you're going to need the bottom on the 30 and the 65 to hold up. The 195-minute time frame chart, we don't have any kind of a bottom signal. So again, you're relying on the 30 and the 65-minute to really be able to answer that question for you. And in summary, you need to see it close above 711.40 to begin answering that question for you. Will Tesla get to 740? Hope that helps you out. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to our next question. This one coming in from Jeff W. Jeff says, can you please take a look at MTA? MTA is a Metalla Royalty and Streaming Limited out here. And Jeff is looking to add to his current position. So, Jeff, here's what we know right now. Our price over the last 3 days has been trading above the top of its daily profile, 944. So that's a positive. It runs into resistance at 991. And 991 is the center of the weekly profile. So knowing that this is a resistance level, that's really where you're going to focus. Until price gets above that, price could pull back. We don't have a signal that it will pull back. But the ideal entry point for you from an intermediate term standpoint would be price pulling back into the 849, 878, 891 level. Again, right now, 1:43 in the afternoon, no indication that that is going to happen. But that's the setup as we speak. Let's pull up our other white background chart, see if there's other information you and I can glean out here. And we look at the daily time frame. We can also see at 998, that's in 994, that's our TD9 breakdown level. So now we can see another reason why price is struggling, not just at the center of the weekly profile, but at a TD9 breakdown resistance level. This did form a TD9 bottom with bar number 8 back on March 25th. So, depending on how aggressive you are, Jeff, you could certainly add on any pullbacks to the oscillator and change line, but you just realize you're up at resistance. It hasn't proven itself to you. So that's at 926. So now we're between 878 and 926 as levels to go ahead and add to a position. The weekly, it is really telling us not only is the weekly struggling at the center of its weekly profile, it's also trading below its oscillator and change line. That does give us hope that we could see that pull back to the 849 level, but because the daily profile, new one is formed, really it's 878 to 891. Monthly time frame out here, it's got a TD9 count top, but price pulled back to test support. Its oscillator and change line. 30-minute time frame, we just have a sideways consolidation. 65, really the same thing. So what we're going to do with regard to MTA, Jeff, is you're going to be patient. If you're aggressive, 926 area or so. If you're already in a position, why don't you wait to see if this thing will pull back? It has not been able to bust out the highs, bust out resistance. Maybe it'll pull back to support. That's at 878 to 891 level. Hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Next question goes to David H. David H. writes in and asks, please give your analysis on Kinder Morgan. You currently own this equity. The equity to take out its swing high with volume. Let's actually get Kinder Morgan. KMI is the ticker symbol out here, so you can take a look at the charts. The equity did take out its swing high with volume on a daily chart yesterday. I'd like a longer-term analysis for the stock. Where would you place a stop? Well, the stop is pretty easy, and that's this. At least this is what I use, David. I use the average true range. I use a 10-day average true range. In Kinder Morgan, that's 37 cents. So my stop would be 37 cents times 1.618, whatever that equates to. That's probably around 50 cents. And it'd be 50 cents less whatever today's close is at. That's where I would go ahead and put my stop. That's one way to do it. If you want to understand where the bottom of support is on a daily time frame, would be a close below 1643. So if you don't want to use a hard stop or an intraday stop out there, you want to do an end of day. If price closed below 1643, that would be signaling to you a change in trend out here. Did price take out a swing point yesterday? I don't really have that. I take that back. No, I have that. You're right. Absolutely. So the swing point that you're looking at, April 7th, had 11 million shares. It was crossed yesterday with 17 million shares. So that sets up perhaps a small A to B equals CD to the upside. That would look like this. I'd probably use a different A to B equals CD pattern out here, but this is what that would look like for you. So right now, Kinder Morgan is targeting, let's call it 1777. Price above the top of the weekly profile and above the top of the monthly profile. So Kinder Morgan does look good. You're asking where to add to this position. If we look at the daily time frames, just for other signals out here, and we populate this, we don't see any signal of a top. And you're asking, where is this thing going to go? As we populate the weekly time frame chart, I'm not getting a clear signal here. So here's what we do know about the weekly. We'll expand this out. When we take a look at the weekly chart, we know that where price has also got resistance is at this gap to the downside. So your resistance level out here, so you've already covered the stop, but your resistance level is going to be right here and right here. And that zone is this little gap area, which is between 1797 and 1840. If price can close above 1840, that would be bullish. But all I can do is give you where the next price targets are, really where the next battleground is going to be for you. And when we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, it's real clear to Stevie. And that's in the 1797 to 1840 level. So I hope that helps you out, David, with regard to, I know you want to add to your position, but you've got to wait for some type of retracement out here. And we just don't have that in place right now to be able to answer that question. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for listening into the show. Mike S. writes in, and he wants to take a look at ticker symbol MVIS. I believe there's a bunch of folks in the Tiger's Den that trade or watch this instrument. This is Microvision Inc. Microvision Inc. has now, so when we last looked at this, apparently, we drew in a sideways consolidation. And, of course, we would have said if the price breaks through the consolidation, which it did 3 days ago, it gives you a measured move equal to or greater than the consolidation. Capital C, Control V. Now we're just simply going to go see what has transpired here. Now we go ahead and we move this up, and we can see that it has completed its measured move almost to the T. How does that work, folks? I don't know. It just works. So now the question is, could you look at the resistance levels for MVIS? Well, there's really no resistance levels with regard to TAS market profiles because price is above all of those. So no resistance there. You do have that dark cloud cover candle from yesterday, so that's going to set up your resistance, which set up the top of the consolidation breakout move. So $28 even Steven is your resistance level inside of Microvision Inc. out here. Let's go take a look at our white background chart, see what kind of signal information we can get. Is this going to pull back even further? Well, let's look at a 30-minute time frame chart to try to answer that question. Here we can see that this did what? Forms the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, pulls back, does not generate a TD9 count bottom, but moves higher. So what does this mean? To be quite frank, I don't have an answer for you out here. Price, all I can do is say, well, what's price doing? It's above the top of the profile, below the oscillator and change line, so it's really in a neutral position. So not helping us out a ton here. Back to this daily chart. if you're wanting to, you're just asking for resistance. So I think I've given you the resistance. It's the only resistance that is out there as I see right now for ticker symbol MVIS. That was for Mike S. Mike, thanks so much for writing in. So that takes care of all of the questions so far. And that's a beautiful thing because we're about to go to a hard break and then to our last segment. I'll try to find some charts, things for us to observe here for the rest of the day. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, just $89, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 154. The only indice to the upside, well, the two of them would be the New York Stock Exchange and the Spot Volatility Index. So what are we going to focus on today? As we take a look at the profile levels here for the equity future contract, what we're going to see is the only equity future contract that is trading with inside the daily profile right now is the Dow. So that's really where the focus is going to be. You can see it's a bearish structured profile that had formed. Price closed above it. It's been above it for a while. If this is just a counter trend move, a counter trend retracement back to support, then the level that should hold is 33,680. If you see a close below 33,680, the message there is that price should go target the bottom of the profile, and that'd be 33,525. I think the YM, the Dow, is really what to focus on today. That's kind of our weak link out here. Let's pull over the Dow Equity Future charts. Look at the short-term time frames. Let's look at the 195-minute. Oh, shoot, I wanted on a different. Well, it is what it is. Dang it. It's really not what I wanted. Give me a moment here to switch to a different set of charts. I've got to actually get them going, though. YM0621. There we go. Let's pull this over. It might not be significant changes, but let's take a look at the 5-hour time frame first. Here we go. We're looking for TD9 breakout support, 33,534. You've got a TD9 count bottom that's forming right now, so it's interesting. The 5-hour chart's got a TD9 count. This will be forming at 2 o'clock. Now, that lower low this is the bar following bar number 9, so perfect. If you see the Dow trading below the low of the day so far, which is 33,700. That'll be a signal of price pulling back into the 33,534 level. 240-minute chart out here, what do we have? Probably something very similar, but not the same. 2-hour time frame chart. Yeah, we're going to leave it with the 5-hour, folks. That's the easiest signal out here. If the Dow YM begins trading below, closes below 33,700, 33,534 would become its price target. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours. A Power Law Vector. Botching that up. My apologies. David White's up next. Tom O'Brien to take us on home after that. Take care, folks.